Hello everybody, my name is Shell, and welcome back to Grovecraft. Now, I am on my cliffside beach that I began building up in my last episode, and it is really starting to look cool. And I might do a little bit more work on the beach today. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to work on the cliff today or not. Because I've still got to figure out how to get this moss right. So I might do that on a stream, to be honest. So make sure you're following me on Twitch, because sometimes I stream over there. However, regardless, all of that is going to have to wait, because there's a much more pressing issue that we need to deal with. Because last episode, if you watched it, I was pranked pretty bad. There were at least 200 chickens all across my beach, with a chicken spawner in the sky and creakings underground. And there were two people responsible for this prank. LJ and Miranda. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am the prankster on this server. And to prank me is a declaration of war. I'm not letting people think that they can get away with pranking me and not expect me to retaliate. I've got an image to uphold. I've got respect to command. And so, what I really want to do today is get revenge against LJ and Miranda. Now, Shell, how are you going to do that, you might be asking? Well, that's a good question, and a question I haven't put a lot of thought into yet. But I do have one idea for a prank, and I think we're going to do it on Miranda. And then I need to think of what we're going to do for LJ. I might return the creaking. They put creakings at my base. I might like tenfold the creaking prank. Now, the first prank that I have planned involving Miranda is going to require a bunch of a mob, because I feel like that's somewhat fair. She fills my base with a mob. I fill her base with a mob. I think that's, pretty even. But the issue is, it's not a mob we can exactly breed up very easily. This mob isn't exactly the easiest to get, but luckily, it is farmable. And so, I'm going to head up to the Nether, because my plan is I want to build this farm and then send the mobs into the Nether. And that way, it's going to be much, much easier to transport them across the Nether roof just using rails. And so, we're going to build up this Nether portal. And if I've placed this right, it should bring us to where I want to build the farm. That's actually, really perfect. I want to build above the ocean. Okay, so now we've got our location picked out. I am going to get to work on building up this farm. And so we're going to do it through the power of time-lapse. So time-lapse begin in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Well, we have gotten the farm set up, and I will head over there in a little bit to show you guys what we're going to be doing with it. But first, I need to head over to Miranda's base and go do a little bit more setup for this prank. Because now I have a way to farm the mobs that I need, but I need somewhere to actually put the mobs. So, we're over here at Miranda's base. And I think I know where I want to put this. Because I think a really good area for it would be in one of these walls here, because there's quite a nice open area around this bit here. So my plan is I want to store the mobs in here and then be able to release them when Miranda is here with them. And so this should actually be a fairly simple bit of redstone. If I remember correctly, I think that is most of it. Then we just need a little bit of redstone on top of that. And that redstone should look just like that. And just for safe measure, I'm just going to change that stair for a moment. Just so the redstone isn't visible. But now, I believe, just use a redstone torch to test it. We should just be able to power this. The door closes, or unpower it, and the door is open. Yeah, that is pretty perfect. Then we can just run a redstone signal that comes down this way. Just like that, that will keep the door closed. And then we can set up our very own trigger that will open the door when we want it to. And so we will set that up in a moment, because I may have forgotten to bring the things that I needed for it. But right now, don't necessarily need that big of a storage area to keep the mobs. Okay, I have just found out. Oh, I think the world is still loading in properly. Yeah. Game, you wanna? Does the game maybe wanna work for me? So I don't think that this is quite what's supposed to be happening. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I just found out we do need a slightly bigger area for these mobs. Yikes. I didn't mean to break the redstone. Yeah, I'm just curious how noticeable this would be. For example, let's, you know what, let's just put stone at the sides here. Because we do need a little bit of room for the mobs to be able to get out. Let's just see how noticeable this is. Oh boy, I mean, it would help. Yeah, it would help if we actually made the redstone work correctly. It is a little noticeable. Because it turns out the mobs that I want to use are slightly taller than, just too tall to fit through a gap like this. Right, I will be back in just a second. I think I might know how to do this. But I will be back in a second while I get this figured out. So we will do a little bit of magic and spin. Wow. And now we have an even better solution because I'm a genius and I definitely didn't follow a tutorial. But now we have a bigger piston door. And so now what we can do is block this over. Maybe put a torch or two inside here. There we go. We can put some torches in here. And now we have a perfect spot for our mobs to go. And the only thing left is making sure we can put them into a portal that will bring them here without them going back through the portal. That is kind of the main thing that I need to figure out. So, really depends on the space I have available. But I mean, to be fair, I think I could just make this work fairly easily, actually. So we'll give them maybe this much room. Hopefully, don't think there should be any entity cramming. Then we're just going to build up a portal here. And that way, what should happen is they'll come through this portal. Hopefully, at some point, they'll end up falling down. And then they won't be able to get back up and into the portal. In theory, that should all work perfectly. Now, the only issue is those obsidian blocks there. But I'm kind of wondering, there's quite a lot of like diorites put down to help lay out pathing. If I just do that, maybe move these ones a little bit to make it look slightly more in place. Yeah, I don't think that draws any attention. I really don't think that you're particularly going to pick up on this. But this is part one of setting this up. The next thing is we're going to need a trigger. And I do believe I have an idea for the trigger. So we will get to that in a moment. But first, just want to make sure that I'm making this set up correctly. So we just need to subtract, let's just say 1. I think that should be fine. And then we can use a piston. And we'll place that here. And so essentially, once we get the power into this, piston should break that torch and open this up. So now I can fill that back over. And I just need to head back to my base and grab 2 little things. And I'll meet you guys back here. Okay, so I'm back. And you might notice there's a little lectern behind me. And I'm just going to sleep. Just skip the night away. But my plan is to trigger the redstone using this lectern. And specifically using a book inside of the lectern. And this book is basically just saying, hey, Miranda, you know, we're best friends. We're such good buds. I wanted to let you know that there's an infestation going around with hundreds of mobs turning up at people's bases, as you guys may have seen from the chickens in my last video. And if you didn't see it, then go watch my last video. But I basically told her I've got a gift to keep infestations away, something that will scare them away from her base. And then saying that she's going to have to partake in a treasure hunt, follow clues, find secrets, and test our friendship. the first clue is hidden somewhere within this book. And essentially, she's going to look through, and what she hopefully won't realize is that this door over here has already opened. And as she flicks her way through trying to find the first clue, she'll get to the end of the book, which will say, "Just kidding, I just wanted to distract you while the Ravagers get free." Because that is exactly what we are going to be filling the area behind this wall with. And I know it's pretty evil, but I am the prankster of the server, so what did you expect from me? But anyway, I am well aware that there's a possibility Miranda takes the book off the lectern and reads it somewhere else, or that she tries to check behind the walls. And so, our backup plan, we have that if she breaks any blocks, it will trigger this skulk sensor, which will also cause the door to open. But hopefully, nothing other than breaking a block should cause that skulk sensor. So, in theory, nothing should cause it to go. Now, just for now, I'm going to take away that piston because I don't want this to accidentally trigger. Because what I need to do now is go and get some Ravagers for her. And I might also... I'm trying to think, is it worth, like, putting some sort of arrow to direct her to the lectern just so she knows what to look for? There we go. That way, it's a little more obvious where we're trying to get her to take a look. But anyway, let's head over to the farm that I set up, and I can show you guys what the farm is, and then we'll try and move some Ravagers over. And we might die a little, but dying a little is fine. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's what I'm best at. Okay, so we've made this little railway over here, and it should just be pretty easy. We can follow this, and it will take us to where our farm is. There it is. I see it. I will just head over to that, and I will try and explain to you guys how this all works. Okay, we are here, and welcome to our lovely, beautiful farm. Now, I do just want to thank Peach for sending me a tutorial for this. It is her payment in exchange for me not pranking her, because I know she was slightly involved with the chicken prank. So her sending me this tutorial was her way of getting out of a prank. But, I just want to point out as well, this farm is by Outcraft Wiki. So if you want to get this, then go check them out. So basically, all we need to do is we drink an ominous bottle, and that is going to trigger the raid omen effect. And in 30 seconds or so, that should start a raid. Ignore all the floating food out there. I've just been trading with this villager a little bit, just to level him up while I've been here. And so, as you can see, it starts a raid, and that Ravager is actually a little bugged. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are ones that I did already that have managed to make their way back through. I might need to go up there and sort them out. So I can actually show you guys how this works properly. So basically, we stand here with our sword. Meanwhile, on top, pillagers are going to spawn in as part of the raid. And all of the pillagers will fall down and either die or be very low on health. In which case, I can just hit them with my sword and get the last kill. But yeah, they will all make their way down here and kill them just like so. We also get some nice stuff out of this, actually. So this doubles up as quite a nice and useful farm. And it will take, I think it's maybe the 3rd or 4th wave when Ravagers start spawning. So it will take a little bit of time for us to get some Ravagers. There we go. Here we go. Here's our first Ravager. So, essentially, in the actual tutorial, this water stream here is lava, and that will cause the Ravagers to burn and die. But I've replaced this with water that when the Ravagers go into, they will start to swim up, and then most likely will end up clipping into one of these portals. Sometimes it doesn't always happen first try. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it takes a bit, okay? There we go. They will clip into that and will get sent through to the nether. And they're going to be sent to an area which I have built over on the nether roof. But ideally, we want to wait out this raid and get to the end of it. But anyway, yep, this is another wave with a Ravager. You see this one has a Pillager on, but as soon as the Pillager touches that water, it will just get kicked off. Sometimes this happens. The Ravager, there we go, should take care of itself. It will go through that portal at some point soon. Meantime, we can kill all of these Pillagers. Seems like the Ravager's gone through. Yep. And we're on to the next wave. And as you can see, we're already starting to get a bunch of items. We get a whole bunch of redstone. We get a lot of totems, actually. We get some various pillager heads, emeralds, gunpowder, some axes. There's some nice stuff we can get out of this. Listen, some of the Ravagers get a little bit shy, but that's okay. We don't judge. Here we go. There we go. And is that... There we go. Raid victory. We get Hero of the Village, which means villager trades are lowered. So if we wanted to trade with this guy, get a bunch of cake, we can do so. But I also don't want my inventory full of cake. But this is possibly a good source of golden carrots for me. But now, if we head back into our nether portal, then we can see all of the Ravagers have built up over here. And I've got this rail system. It doesn't work quite how I'd hoped it would. Yeah, this maybe doesn't work when we've got this many Ravagers. Also, there's a totem on the other side of this. Let me offhand that while I'm doing this stuff with Ravagers. If I just put a minecart in, will any of these maybe push this guy through? Yeah, this maybe works a little better when I've not got this many Ravagers. Yeah, that's an issue. Sometimes they may go back through the portal. Can I give this guy a push at all? No? Okay, what if... Place a minecart there. There we go. We brought a Ravager out. Now, what I want to do is... Come back. Come back! Okay, they might be a little faster than me on the rails, but that's fine. But essentially, the Ravagers will go along this rail, go through that area, they'll get kicked off their minecart, which will go over to here. But we just want to make sure we name the Ravagers silenced. That way, they shouldn't make any noise due to a data pack that we have on. Then I'm just going to rename it, subscribe to Shell SMC, just because that's more fun than having it called silenced. And then we can go and get another one. Just need to ride this rail back. There we go. Pick up speed. We didn't get quite enough speed. Does this guy want to move through yet? No? Let me silence, rename. I believe... Yeah, they shouldn't be able to pathfind. We should be able to move you. Silence. Rename. Eat up. Push you. Those are both going, and they're both renamed as we need. So hopefully there shouldn't be any issues. And hopefully if I just get in here, I can give them enough momentum for them to actually move somewhere. I mean, it's not working that great right now. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. In future, it might just be smarter to move them one at a time. Let's give this guy a push. Okay, it looks like one of the Ravagers has gone through. I think I might have an idea what's happening here. Oh, no, that one was fine. We need to stop this minecart, though. Okay, let's get you on the rail. There you go, you're in. You get kicked off, minecart goes out. Oh, thank gosh. Okay, let's head back this way. And if we hit this button, it'll send this guy on his way. We maybe should have got another powered rail here. Let's give you a slight boost. That's not going to be enough of a boost, is it? Please, minecart, just don't pick up a different Ravager. No! It's done exactly what I hoped it wouldn't do. Okay, you know what? I am going to work on moving these guys off camera. And I will be back once I have done some moving. And maybe I'll figure out an easier way to do this. Maybe not. We'll just have to see. But I will be back in a second. Well, it has been a whole bunch of work. But we have, I want to say 13 Ravagers? 12 Ravagers. Still a lot of Ravagers. A very scary amount indeed. Now, I think it's time to try and move them into Miranda's base. So, there's going to be a couple of parts to this. So I need to make sure that I do things correctly. Step 1 is we got to go through here into Miranda's portal. And we will just break a block of this. Leave that unlit for now. Then we go over to here. And we come through this way. And, oh right, that portal's already lit. Okay. Now we come back up to the roof to where our Ravagers are being stored. And very simply, we light the portal. Now, I say very simply. We're going to see how simple this is. Okay. There we go. Now they're all coming through. One by one. It's alright if they take a moment. Last guy can't get through because of the rails. There we go. And now, we're not going to immediately break this portal. We just want to make sure that things work on the other side first. Okay. So now, in theory, there should be some Ravagers under here. But we're going to want to break the portal. Oh, we might have a couple of Ravagers. You know what? They might not all be down here, but I think that's fine. I think that they will eventually fall down. Okay, I think that's good. So we're going to block off that. I'm going to grab all of the stuff. This is the scary bit. We're going to place the piston in. We're not going to break any blocks. Okay. I think this is a mission successful. And with all fine and working, we can head back into the nether. We can break this portal so it doesn't accidentally link up to anything. And just like that, our prank on Miranda is completed and ready. I am so excited for this. And if you guys want to see what happens with the prank, make sure to go check out Miranda's channel, because I'm sure she will be posting her POV of whatever goes down. And hopefully she sees that soon. But we still have another person to prank today. And that is the LJ Snipeberry. Long John, some call her. Because that's her name. But I already have an idea in place about what I want to do to get my revenge against LJ. But before we get working on that, there's something going on that I might need to take care of. Chris?
Oh, hey, Shell.
Chris?
Yeah?
Things are looking bad.
Oh.
Have
How
you
so?
seen?
Seen what?
Have you not seen?
What if I not seen?
Chris, you need to come.
Oh, no.
Things are bad.
What happened?
It's not good.
What is it? Whoa. What is this?
There's a riot going on.
Oh, no.
I turned up at my shop and they're all here.
Just gonna hide that.
They seem to be angry.
Oh, no. Shell, what are they so angry about?
Well, there's people saying no more Overlord. We say no to the Overlord.
I love the fact that it's in front of your shop.
Yeah, I don't know why me. I guess because I'm your left hand.
This one I don't understand. There's no Planet B?
To be honest, I don't get either. That seems more
place.
aimed toward Grove Corp.
Fair.
There seems to be a bit of a mixed message here. Basti seems to be dabbing. Yeah. Also, isn't Basti supposed to be, like, with us?
Yeah, Basti's the one who designed the whole place.
Yeah.
I love the fact that some of them are saying things like, you smell.
Yeah,
So some of them have it right.
What? No. Chris, I just came over to warn you about this. Why are you turning on me? Chris, I don't think this is something you want to ignore.
I'm definitely not ignoring this. This one I agree with.
Yeah, they seem to have somewhat mixed messages. I don't know if they're all here together or if they sort of there's like maybe 2 or 3 mixed riots.
I mean, power to the people. I'm kind of for this.
Power to the people, but what about your power?
Shell, I didn't want to be in power in first place.
You didn't?
No, I was assigned this job. Here, we gotta get out of the crowd. I
hate having to shout in a crowd.
I didn't want to be the Overlord in the first place.
I wish you'd have said something like this sooner, because I've been defending your honor for a while.
I mean, I appreciate
They're attacking
that,
my shop because of you, Chris.
Is it because of me? Is it really because of me? You have my sympathies.
Don't victim blame.
I guess as the Overlord, I have to do something about this, but I don't know what, aside from, like, give the people what they want. They want me to step down, Shell.
Also, you say you don't want, like, you didn't want to do. You've been going around citing shops. No one's made you do that.
Okay, the power is very compelling, okay? I like having power. I just didn't ask for this power.
Well, as your left hand, I will stand beside you, whatever your choice.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you, Shell.
I don't know what to do about this as well. They're kind of smashing up my shop.
I mean, we could brute force this. We don't have a police force, but I
Anti-riot
think we can serve as one.
Is it time to take some
Yeah,
anti-riot
let's get out
measures?
some riot equipment. Let me just. I mean, if you wanna.
Well, I mean, they've got to move from my shop. They're not going to move themselves.
Oh, hold up, I think I'm crashing.
Uh-oh. Don't do that. Oh, God. The riot was too strong. We're waiting for them to come back. Make sure that you, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. You know, it really does help me out, helps my channel. And leave a like. Oh.
Okay, hold up. Start free play again. Okay.
The riot's too strong.
Back. What do you mean?
They're too strong, Prince.
Hold up, let me get out my spear then.
We're gonna have Chris. There's somewhere we can send them to get rid of them. No.
You can't just throw the riders in lava.
I thought that's what we were saying. Get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
Chris, I don't know what we're gonna do about this. So, now I think it is time that we do a little bit of another prank. Because we need to prank LJ. And we're going to be following on with the theme of the bunch of mobs at someone's base. And I kind of have the perfect idea. Because if you're a fan of Grovecraft or of LJ, you might know there's one mob that she really, really hates. And that is, of course, sniffers. And so, we're going to be doing a little build, or should I say more specifically, a big build, and leaving a whole bunch of sniffers at her base. And I know you might be thinking, Shell, maybe LJ deserves a break from the big scale pranks. You know, you seem to do a lot of large scale pranks on LJ, and you're correct. But I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to do this anyway. And so, with that, I'm going to get to work on building. And you guys can sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful time-lapse. Let's go! Okay, and so after a little bit of time, I have built up this thing, which I think really looks cool. It kind of fits the vibe of LJ's base a little. But if you can tell, I've kind of gone for a very sniffer-themed color to it. So like the yellow at the bottom for the snout, the blue for that kind of, there's like a bit connecting it, red for the body, and then green for the, I guess, furry or leafy bit at the top. I don't actually know what that's supposed to be. And we've got some really cool pieces of graffiti on the side of the building as well, which I'm really happy with. And as you can see, I've put a bunch of sniffer eggs around the base that hopefully should hatch fairly soon. But I feel like this should be good. And there's one last little bit that I need to do of this, because if I show you guys, up here, we have a whole collection of sniffers. And all that's really holding them up is this scaffolding. And so what we want to do is just add this skulk sensor underneath. Hopefully, nothing is going to trigger it. Ooh, this is the scary bit. We got to walk away. Make sure we don't trigger it. And then when that is triggered, it will send power. And that's going to drop all the scaffolding. And hopefully drop a whole load of sniffers on LJ's head. We just got to make sure we're getting a good distance away before we decide to move. And then we don't want to go anywhere near that building. Because we will trigger it. And I'm a little cautious about the sniffer eggs. Because I don't want them to hatch and trigger it. But hopefully they're at a safe enough range that they won't. And they will still, they'll take a little time to hatch anyway. Those were just a couple that I had left over. I thought, why not stick them all around LJ's base? You know, give her the extra gift. And like I said before, if you want to go see what happens there, ignore the back. The back of it doesn't look as good. But if you want to go see what happens there, make sure to check out LJ's channel, and she will, as well as all of the other Grovers, of course, be linked in the description below if you want to go check anyone else out, because there's some very cool people on this server. But sadly, that is all we have time for in today's episode. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please do consider leaving a like. Lets me know that you did enjoy this and helps my content, and also subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of the video. I know this was a bit more of a prank themed episode and less of a progress episode, so we didn't really get much work done. But in my defense, I have done quite a decent bit of building. It was just at LJ's base and not mine. And it might, I don't even know if it's going to stay there. LJ could remove it. But regardless, I do really hope you guys did enjoy this episode. I had a lot of fun. And doing these pranks was super fun as always. And I loved coming up with them. But with that, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.